Oh, here we go. Oh, there you go. There's a little old sound waves going along.
What is it?
It's going to be such a long record. Oh my god.
I can hear
Long
Mark
record.
crying.
I'm so tired.
It's not the first time the record's gone on a bit longer, if you know what I'm saying.
I'm confused. Are you on heroin or are you drinking something?
Oh, fuck me. I wish. No, I don't wish I was on heroin for anyone listening. No, I have been drinking a few drinks. But not
okay.
much.
Not while we're recording, anyway. You don't want evidence.
I've
Off the
only had
record,
about-
it's another story.
Exactly.
Not after the speed.
I've not. Right, no speed, but I've only had about 5-6 shots of rum with Coke and about 5 beers, and I've got 2 next to me.
Oh,
so we'll see how this goes. And I've had no food tonight, not since lunchtime, so we'll see how this goes.
Oh, Jesus.
And where is your lovely fiance?
Oh, she's at home tonight. Her home, that is.
I was going to say, obviously not around to babysit you.
That's why he's broken into the cabinet.
Or the king's baby.
Just put the child lock on it.
Right, I'll have you know, I'm a big boy. I know those child locks now. It took me a few goes, but I've got them.
Should
just
we
have to hit it hard enough.
Should we start recording? So, Marcus, what film did you just finish watching?
I don't know what you mean.
I knew it.
Oh, there's no point hiding. You know me too well. Right, I'll be honest. I had the Nightmare on Elm Street one to watch left, and I thought I had half an hour left. Now, silly old me didn't realise that number 2 was a number 3. So when I thought I'd give myself 2 minutes to get upstairs, I didn't have 2 minutes. I was like, oh shit. So that's why I was just thinking, shit, sorry guys, technical difficulties. Technicality
Wait a
being,
minute,
I fucked up the timing.
You planned it so the film would end 2 minutes before you had to be at the computer. Is that what you're saying?
Well, the way I saw it is 2 minutes, grab my laptop and just head upstairs. It was nice and easy, but that would have worked if I had 20 minutes left. It doesn't work if you have 30 minutes left.
Oh, okay.
Somehow the maths don't quite math.
Yeah, they don't math.
And I like to think that my calculator skills are quite good. Some good films here. I'm excited for this.
Sure.
I've got a funny thing. Niall's not going to agree with that.
I know Niall's not going to. I'm used to Niall's. Right, guys, you all love the films. Now let me just slate them.
The problem is, I think I might be on Niall's side this time. It's only one that I really enjoy.
Unless we've all watched wildly different films, I don't think it's going to be a positive experience for us all.
Hi, and welcome to Bloody Good Screen Movie Club. Marcus is drunk, and it is the Halloween Spooktacular because he only gets drunk at Christmas, at Halloween.
Hi, drunk. I'm Marcus.
Oh, Jesus!
Sorry, I was a bit late there. Oh, my bad. Sorry, I'll just stop now.
Yeah, please do.
My bad.
Please do.
You're ruining Christmas.
You're ruining Halloween Christmas. So this is our 4th annual Spooktacular. So as always, every single year we have to go through the sequels of the 3 main franchises in the horror genre. So this is going to be our 4th run through. So we're doing Friday the 13th, the final chapter. It wasn't the final chapter. We're doing Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, and Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master. But before we get to that stage, I'd like to introduce, as I always do, my amazing co-host on this podcast. So it's Chloe Davies.
Hello.
It is Niall Whitlock.
Hello.
And some pisshead called Marcus.
Why, hello there, cuties.
This is
he's getting flirty today.
There, Mark.
Stop it.
Last
Hello,
week was the
everyone
ASMR. Now it's the flirting with me.
This is what rum does to him.
I know. I've been around drunk Marcus before. It's erotic. Anyway.
Hey, look, you said no, and I backed off. What else do you want?
Only on the 5th time, though.
Right.
Yeah.
It's all right. Niall accepted me after that. Took him 7 tries, but he accepted it.
That wasn't me, mate. I don't know who it was. It wasn't me.
Well, he had a beard. It must have been you.
He wasn't ginger, though. It wasn't.
I'm colourblind. I can't tell.
Exactly. It wasn't Niall.
I just see bearded man, and I'm like, Niall, it must be him.
Shit, maybe it was me. I don't know.
We never talk about that night again, Marcus.
Why do my legs hurt?
What are you doing with your leg? Okay, whatever.
What the fuck? I don't want to know.
It started off so weird.
Maybe you do have to have that conversation with him.
God, now you really are sounding like my parents.
I'm not having that conversation with him. Anyway, because this is going to go on. This is going way too long. Anyway, so
It already has.
We'll do this bit very quickly because we always have to ask this question: what you guys have been watching. So, Chloe, have you seen anything good? This is last month. Careful, Marcus. I will mute your microphone. Chloe, have you seen anything good this month?
Yeah, I've actually seen a lot of stuff since we last recorded. I've been to the cinema like loads. Shout out to Past Lives, that was really good and like really emotional. I saw Passages, that was really good, and it was kind of a movie about a really shitty person and he ends up with like, you know, nothing, and it's kind of satisfying, so that's good. I watched Saw X. That was actually pretty fun. Like, it starts out slow, but when it gets into it, it has some of the gore, like the most wince-inducing traps that I've seen in this series. So I'm glad to say I still enjoy every Saw film. It's a franchise that I really enjoy. It's just a lot of fun. And
how was it, the jump between, because obviously you've had Jigsaw and you've had Spiral, how was it going back into the main storyline with it?
It was weird, but I would actually like to try and take these films and watch them in chronological order one day, because you know how sometimes people like put them in like the order that people do this like Marvel movies where they go back and watch them in the order that they should be watched in, like chronologically. I'd really like to do that, but yeah, it's kind of weird because obviously we've had prequels and sequels before, but I don't mind. It's just always good to have Jigsaw back, so that was nice. Cool. Yeah, I think it's quite a divisive film. I obviously haven't seen the reactions online, but I know Russell didn't like it very much. But yeah, like there was some really interesting ideas in it, like Jigsaw being confronted with his own hypocrisy and stuff like that. So that was good. I also saw The Creator. Thought I was in the wrong screening at first because there are a bunch of kids in there. I don't know why. It's not really kids fit. Like, it's a 12A, but it's not like a marketed at kids film, you know.
Yeah.
So I was like really surprised. But yeah, there is something about movies about AI and AI children in particular that just absolutely fucking destroy me. I was like, me and this woman next to me were like sobbing my hand. It was so emotional. But yeah, that was really, really good. Wonderfully shot. And yeah, I just really enjoyed that. Then finally I watched Blackberry this week. I was the only person in the screening. It was wonderful. But also felt bad because it's like a really good film and I kind of wished that other people had, you know, enjoyed it with me in the screen. Like, it was so funny. Also really heartbreaking because obviously it's based on the true story of like the rise and fall of BlackBerry, so it's just a bit tragic. So that's, yeah, I feel a bit bad for the creators of the phone, but yeah, it was really funny. Glenn Howerton is incredible in it, and so is Jay Baruchel. I don't know how to say his name, but he's kind of typically a comedy actor, and he did a really good job in this of like playing a really nerdy character that you can kind of really sympathize with. Like, I loved him in this as well. Not many people have been talking about his performance in it, but I think he was just as good as, almost as good as Glenn Howerton. I feel like Glenn is made for this kind of role of just being angry, and I love that for him.
And so, yeah, he shaved himself bald.
Huh?
And he had a bald head.
Yeah. Oh god, that reminds me of another thing, because his hairline in that was scarier than the Exorcist film that I watched. I went to see The Exorcist Believer, and congrats to me because it is the first time I have gone through a whole film in the Exorcist franchise. I don't care for it at all. Like, I never made it through the first film. I'm not a fan of it. But yeah, I decided to try and get through this one because the guy did the Halloween franchise recently, and I thought, oh, maybe he'll make me like it. Like he made me like Halloween. How fucking wrong I was.
I'm so proud of you at this moment.
Yeah, I didn't. It wasn't good.
No, loves negativity.
I do. I feed off it. You're powerful now.
You're like Freddy. Oh.
I'll do it this one time. This one time, I'll be negative. But yeah, I do. This is a shame because I really like the actor in it, and he's good in it. But he has like nothing to do. Like, they give him nothing.
Next podcast we'll be doing The Exorcist. No, I'm joking.
Exorcist 1
Don't
and
make
2.
me.
I wouldn't put myself through that again. Cool.
Sorry, just real quick, Chloe, with the Saw film you watched, how was the eye scene of the goggles? Because I keep seeing that in the trailer.
That's the reason I can't go near it.
I actually had seen the scene at Fright Fest. They had done a special screening of that. It was the first time they'd done a preview of anything from the Saw films. It was very top secret because they had like the security guys in there with their little night vision goggles and stuff. It's very cool. And I was actually, I was like, I watched that trap and I was like, I could easily do that. That is a Saw trap. If I had to pick a Saw trap, it would be this one.
I could have my eyes sucked out. That's
fine. The thing he has to do to not get his eyes sucked out, I'm like, yeah, if I had to pick between the two, I would easily pick the other thing I had to do.
Like, wait a minute. On. Sorry, I need to pick that apart. So are you saying you could make the trap, or are you saying you could have escaped the trap?
I could have escaped the trap.
Okay,
because
I thought you were saying you could make the trap.
No, I'm not smart enough to make the trap. Basically, he has to break his fingers in order to get out of the trap. And he's fucking taking forever to make his mind up. And it's like,
be blind.
It's then. Like, bro, just turn the dial right up. Like, I would just do it like that.
Yeah.
Like, if I had to choose between my fingers and my eyes, I'm sorry, but my eyes are staying.
I've kept away from everything to do with this movie, so I have no idea what you guys are talking
about. If you've seen the poster, you'll know what we mean.
Oh, the tubes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tubes on the eyes. Whoa.
Yeah.
That's why I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, no, there's actually worse traps than that, I'll tell you that.
Oh,
I've always thought it must be quite fun being like a Foley artist for these films.
Yes, absolutely.
Because
I'd love to know what goes on in there.
Hoovering up wet grapes or something.
Wet grapes?
Yeah, just to get the sound.
Yeah.
Okay,
cool. Noel, what have you seen this month?
Okay, I've only really seen one thing, and Marcus might be proud of me.
Oh?
Because it's a live-action anime. I watched One Piece on Netflix.
Dude, I love that show so much.
It's so good.
Oh, it's so fucking good.
Once you get past the wackiness, like episode 1, I was like, "What the fuck am I watching?" And then episode 2, I was like, "I'm just gonna see what happens in episode 3." And yes, it's really, really good.
It's just the actors are so good.
I love all the characters.
They're so charismatic, and they really commit to the weirdness.
Yep.
They like go in on it, like so it makes sense. Like it feels right.
But even like the evil characters, I'm like, oh, they're so cool.
Oh, I love Buggy the Clown. I want to be Buggy the Clown. It's so bad. It's not even funny.
Have you guys seen any of the anime yet?
No,
it's like a million episodes. So
it's literally 1,000 episodes.
It's been going on since
like 600, and I stopped.
Yeah, well, you're a sane person. I don't know how you could watch 1,000 episodes of anything.
I got into the bit when they got into the desert, but that's as far as I got. But...
So have you seen the reboot, Marcus? Have you seen the Netflix one yet?
I've not seen the Netflix one yet. And do you know what? I've seen clips on Facebook, and I've got mixed emotions because I love the anime, and I stopped watching it just purely because of my own situation, and I just didn't have time, and I haven't picked it up again. But with the live action, it's one of those things that I never really pictured being a live action. Yeah. So when I see the clips, it is cringy. It's very much like that, you know, you're sort of looking at it as people thinking, how did you go through that in a serious face? But at the same time, you are right, Chloe, they did do it very well. Yeah. And if you take that pinch of salt and just watch it, they really made something that should have just been a cartoon, and they made it live, which is impressive. It really is.
Well, usually,
and the fact that
I can't watch that shit. Like anything like that, I can't stick with it, but I did. And,
exactly. And
Gum.
If you see the after sort of filming scenes where they're just interviewing the characters or the actors, the ones I have seen, they very much adapt that character's personality. Like the guy who plays Monkey D. Luffy, he really takes that character on and starts acting like him in real life. And the guy who plays Sanji the cook, you know, they really take the role on properly. They take it seriously. So that part's nice. But yeah, I haven't actually watched it yet.
I fucking hate to be stuck in a lift with Luffy. Oh my god.
I love him. He's adorable.
It's just He's too much.
Absolute angel.
Yeah.
I want all my friends to eat all the meat in the world with freedom.
Yeah. I will avenge you. I love it.
Cool.
Good.
Awesome. Marcus, what have you seen this month?
So, other than the films that we've watched, of course, the only other film I have seen again this month was Sinister. It's something we've watched before. Pretty sure we've reviewed it before. Yeah, stand by it. It's a really good film.
We didn't, but I watched it by accident once.
Yeah, that's the one. No, you watched Insidious by mistake.
Oh shit! I did it again. Oh fuck! Which one was I meant to watch?
I thought you was joking.
No, we did Sinister when you watched Insidious by mistake.
Oh yeah. My bad.
How do I forget that?
Are they not the same film?
No, they're not.
No.
One has Ethan Hawke, one doesn't have Ethan Hawke.
There must be something like similar.
One has a lawnmower scene, one doesn't.
Oh, I knew it.
That was the worst one.
I love that lawnmower scene.
So
no, all you have to remember is Ethan Hawke. That's it.
Yeah,
that's it. That's all you have to remember.
But Ethan Hawke's in all the movies.
But I can't even remember if I watched the Ethan Hawke one.
No, but he's especially in this movie. It's different.
Oh, so that is the one with Ethan Hawke.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Not just like the that's got Ethan Hawke in it. This is it is the Ethan Hawke movie.
Yeah.
That's it.
So basically, you're telling us about a
Hawke.
film that we've already reviewed.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
So I'm not going to go into it and mansplain. You know what the film is, but yeah, I watched Sinister. Yay me! That was it.
go check our back catalogue. It'll be in there somewhere. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Episode like 5 or something.
Yeah, it was an early one.
Well, now that the child is in school, I get to get some time to actually watch movies. So I've watched a couple of things this month. Elemental, which I thought was probably one of the worst Pixar movies they've ever done.
Never seen it.
It's quite a recent one, isn't it?
See, Disney movies now are very Pixar-y, and all Pixar movies just tend to be about a moral of a story.
Yeah, it's all about your feelings.
Yeah, but fire and water joining together to be lovers.
I liked it when it was about robots and a lamp.
Yeah,
but they're not like that anymore.
Oh, I liked it. It was all about a small fish called Nemo and a whole cast of toys.
It's almost nowadays like they've gone, why do people like Pixar? Like, what's the favourite part? And they go, oh, well, everybody loved Up. They go, oh, why do you reckon they did that? It's like,
Death.
I think everybody liked the wife dying scene. And they're like, are you sure? You go, yeah, that's everybody's favourite bit. We should just make that over and over again.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Like, you do realise the rest of Up is really crap. I know, but that one part of that movie.
Oh, they love it when wives die. Oh, yeah.
It's what I look out for in movies. It really is.
Just wait till they kill the dogs off.
Oh no,
no,
wasn't. It's actually in the lower half of my films. It's literally in between Puppet Master and Who Invited Them at the bottom of my list.
Hell.
It's still better than Cocaine Shark though.
Oh, that's a shame. That's in my top 5.
I bet it is. I'll wait till the end of the year.
Wins best CGI.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which I thought was emotionally destroying. It was I love that movie.
Yeah, it's a good film.
Really, really good film. And finally, managed to watch the new Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, that was okay.
Which was bloody good. The ending of that made me want to shout at the screen. Ended it so well.
I don't think it's as good as Guardians.
I enjoyed it more than Guardians. But I think it would have been a better film if it was just about Gwen.
Yeah.
What, in Guardians?
No, Spider-Man.
I was going to say this.
Oh, sorry, we're talking about the animated one. Sorry, I thought we were talking about the live-action one.
No, the animated one.
Yeah, the animated one's fucking brilliant. Yeah. That is better than Guardians.
Yeah, that's in my... Currently, for the year, it is in my top 3.
Good, yeah, it's a good film.
Literally The Menu, Deadstream, and Spider-Man.
It feels like ages ago I saw that.
You probably did. You saw it at cinema, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a preview screen of it for the DVD release, but no, I loved it. I think the general story of that, it's such a good Spider-Man story if you follow the comics as well. But I do think it should have been more of a film about Gwen, because I think she's a stronger character than Mars' character, personally.
I thought it was mostly about her, to be honest.
Kinda, but it all didn't end up being about him, where I would like to just be more about just her. I don't know. God forbid you have a strong female character in a superhero movie, isn't it? It's very rare to find. But that would have been a really good movie.
They did it in Endgame, didn't they?
So,
I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not.
I think there's very little in the way of good kind of female superhero movies. I think they should really do.
That's because they can't write them very well, so they don't.
Like, it's good to know that they've got the Silk Silk TV show coming out.
Oh yeah, I found out about that yesterday.
Yeah, it's good.
Apparently, that's just like a random character from Spider-Man.
No, she got bitten by the same spider that Peter Parker gets bitten by. So she's
one of the school kids.
No, I think she's on the same kind of trip, but she gets bitten by the spider and then she gets kept in captive.
Yeah,
they keep her in a cell for years, so she goes mental. But she has like this weird kind of connection with Peter Parker, so like the sexual kind of tension between them two. So she kind of
a Spidey sense.
Like they got this like weird attraction to each other. She's really good in the comics. Really good in the comics. Got her own series and everything on that, and yeah, I've got quite looking forward to that. I think that'll set off the new thing they're doing with the Spider-Verse very well. Yes, that is what we've watched this month. Some good films there. Chloe's seen a lot, as always. It's good to see Chloe back on the cinema track again.
I have nothing better to do right now, so I'm going to see all the films.
Do it. You have to do it. Excuse me. Right, so we are here to do Halloween. So yes, we're doing our Halloween Spooktacular again this year, and we can't do Halloween without going through the main three franchises. So I believe we normally do it this way. We're going in chronological order. So from 1984 is where we're going to go and start. The same year as Nightmare on Elm Street 1 was released, which is a weird little bit, and in between Halloween 3 and Halloween 4. So we're going to Friday the 13th, the final chapter. Hint, hint, not the final chapter.
Three times before, you have felt the terror, known the madness, lived the horror. But this is the one you've been screaming for. Friday the 13th, the final chapter. Jason is back. He moves like a shadow, dark and silent.
Sorry you changed your mind?
He never utters a word. He doesn't even seem to breathe.
Where the hell's the corkscrew?
He simply, mindlessly, mercilessly kills. But now, Jason's reign of terror is over. Friday the 13th, the final chapter. Jason's unlucky day.
Jason, who apparently died in the last movie because, got smacked about quite a bit right into that film, is mysteriously still alive. And human still, because it's in the next movie where he gets brought back to life. And he goes back to the Crystal Lake area to go and kill a load of teenagers again. Pretty much the same fare, but was it any good? So let's go first to, because I know Niall probably want to rant about this one. I'm going to go.
Yeah, can I go last?
Oh, of course you're going to go last. I'm going to go to Marcus first because he seems very animated today, and I want to see what he says.
Oh, hello there.
Hello.
I am.
Oh no, he's crashing.
I'm ready for this show.
Oh, I hear it in his voice. Drink more.
What do you? No, right. No, give me a second. Glug, glug, glug.
Yeah, because that's how you drink.
Well, no, I've done another sip after that. It's dramatic effect, Mark. Come on, a bit of showbiz here. I've got another can next to it ready to go. Anyway,
that's where I found it.
Sorry, ask the question. I shall answer.
You don't know it's a Monday tomorrow, right?
Yeah, do you know what? That's another update which I'll give at the end of the podcast. But stay tuned.
I can't wait.
He quit his
Do
job.
not listen because it will be edited out. Hopefully. Yeah, go on. What do you want me to do? Do you want me to go into what my thoughts are? Do you want me to explain the film? How do you want this to
Go
work?
for your thoughts, Marcus.
My thoughts. Oh dear, you asked for it. You better be prepared.
Yeah, that's kind of how this podcast works.
Right, I'll just give a very, very brief, and this is very brief, even for Marcus brief. Friday the 13th final chapter. If you've watched any Friday the 13th films, you've watched this film. It's a bunch of horny teenagers having sex in a fucking crystal lake. Not crystal, like as in crystal meth, but as in like a lake, what do you call it? Camp site. Oh, what's the word? When people go on summer camp.
Yeah,
that
I think
thing.
you just say camp.
Yep.
Yeah, camp. We'll go with that.
I
So a
think
bunch
you're
of horny
overthinking that
teenagers
weird bit.
trying to have sex on a camp. Jason goes, no. Stop this because I'm not very happy, and he murders them all.
Is that
or
a
tries to
quote
anyway.
from the movie, Marcus?
You said no.
He goes, no. This.
You don't know.
Famously Spanish.
That's it. Wait,
The famous
that's exactly
Jarlo
it.
movie, which is Friday the 13th Part 4.
He was like, no, leave room for Jesus.
Yeah.
The famous L. Jason decides to.
See?
No, so yeah, of course, a bunch of teenagers go to this camp. They're trying to have a good time, just have a bit of a break, and then Jason comes in and ruins it all because that's the lake he wants to murder everyone because his mother got beheaded there.
It is
As it
like
brings
his
up at the beginning of
favourite
the film.
place to do it, to be fair. He loves
Yeah,
it.
literally. Yeah. Of all psychopaths to have a favourite kill site, this guy just, iced that cake and he just puts more on and he eats it and it just goes again. Anyway, I want to bring up my first thing. Crispin Glover's character, who
Glover.
plays... Glover? Oh, same thing. Anyway, Crispin's character. I can't remember the guy he plays, but George McFly. Anyone remember it?
Oh, yeah, he was meant
That's
to be
yeah.
the guy, wasn't he?
Literally, I watched it with my dad, and he said, that's George McFly, and I couldn't unsee it.
Yeah,
the
it's
whole
the dad.
time.
It's
I
the
was
dad
just
from Back to the
waiting.
Future. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, I was waiting for Marty to come in and just like start playing Chuck Berry, but no, it didn't happen.
Oh, hang
obviously.
on. No, carry on, sorry. I
Hang
don't know
on.
why I said that.
Well,
Blue tees. Right. So as I mentioned, it's the whole film's about a bunch of horny teenagers. Holy shit, are they all desperate to have a hookup? It's so forced in this film. It is with all of them, but I just want to say, while everyone else is really trying to get with someone else, Ted, the teddy bear guy, he tries, and he thinks, it didn't work. And he just thinks, fuck it, I'm just going to sit here and have a good time. He's the only one to sit there and think, fuck it, I don't care about anyone else. I'm just going to vibe by myself. And I thought, you know what? Well done, Teddy. I like that. But yeah, no. So throughout this film, of course, that camper guy who comes in a solo sort of hiker that ends up trying to get with Trish. Trish just watches him die. I don't know how many horror films we have to watch that people just sit there and go, you're getting brutally murdered. What shall I do? Try and help you, run away, or stand here, scream at you, wait for the killer to try and come after me, and then run away. They always pick option 3. Why?
that
Oh,
also
it
happened in
frustrates
Halloween 4, which we'll get into that later.
me. I've got notes on that, don't you worry. And the other thing, how many times in this film did a window get smashed with such
I
little
was
effort?
thinking that. I was like, they love a window smash in this. It's kind of great, though.
Exactly.
Apparently,
So what's the point of hammering the door shut?
The
What is the
window
point?
budget was like 2 mil.
They're very cheap windows, I'll tell you that. And of course, they've done a trick from one of the old Friday the 13th films with a body thrown through the window trick. I noticed that. I was like, I've done that before. I like that. The final note I have on this film is Tommy, the little kid. I like that they kept the kid alive. I was really worried about that. But holy fuck, does he look like Gollum at the end. Gollum. No, Gollum from Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
You know,
that
partly
Gollum.
shaved head. The fact that he's got pasty pale skin for some weird reason, that shouldn't have happened. And then at the end, of course, he looks at the camera with that psychotic stare, and it's like, yeah, this is the new Jason, this one. So, yes, it's Friday the 13th final chapter, but I haven't seen the next film. And I'm sure, like you said, Mark, it's going to involve Jason. But something tells me Tommy's going to come back too. And if he doesn't, that was a bit of a wasted end scene.
He does come back in 5, yeah.
Called it. There you go. That's my thoughts.
Possibly 6, but I don't remember.
Good.
Okay, cool. Right, awesome.
Oh, sorry. Actually, before you do move on, I had one final thing. I just realised my notes were combined. Tommy is the only character out of all of the horror films I've ever seen to, when you kill the bad guy or you knock the bad guy down, You don't look at the body on the floor and go, I'm going to run away. He's the only fucker to sit there and go, do you know what? I'm going to smash this guy more and more to make sure he's dead. The only one. And it's a kid. And I thought, do you know what? Yes, I was clapping, going, thank you, Tommy. You're actually trying to make sure he's dead. Oh, anyway,
someone's doing their job now, right.
So. Exactly. Do you know, why ask an adult to do a job a kid can do, you know? And that's what it was.
Words to live by.
Yeah. So, Chloe, your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, this one did feel especially horny. Like, just everyone was hooking up all the time.
Like, we need to get in contact with them, see if they'll put that on the box.
Quite how I'd start it, but...
Like, everyone was just naked, like, so much of the time. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't think any other Friday the 13th film has been this bad. But yeah, it was... I was really surprised to see both Corey Feldman and Crispin Glover in this, but thinking back, I do remember seeing the dance scene before. I think it must have been on, like, iconic horror moments of, you know, people thinking back to, like...
Is that what we call it? Dancing.
Is it like one of those, like...
polite term.
Those memeable moments that you kind of don't realise what film it's from, like we did with Predator.
Yeah.
And the handshake.
It was... Yeah, that was incredible. If anyone wants to know what my dancing is like, it's pretty much like that. It's bad. I love Crispin Glover. He's just so fucking awkward. Like, just everything he does just feels awkward, but it's kind of funny. So yeah, I liked seeing him in that. I haven't really seen him in much other than Back to the Future. And
it's called Dad Dancing.
Yes, Dad Dancing. That's what I do. And what was he was in Alice in Wonderland, wasn't he? The Johnny Depp one. And I swear he hasn't really aged much. It was really weird. But yeah, I quite enjoyed the window smashing. Like, I thought it was kind of fun to watch. Like, the slow-mo. Like, it was quite satisfying. I noticed Tom Savini did the effects for this, like the special effects and stuff. So they must have had like a few bodies they wanted to throw out the window, I guess. I really liked quite liked some of the characters. Like, I really liked Sarah. She's quite sweet, and I felt really bad when she died. I was like, oh, no. But yeah. Yeah, it was actually quite fun. I was surprised. Like with the third one, they're quite obviously similar in like how they're laid out, but I don't know. Having the kid was an interesting addition, and I saw the sort of similarity between this and Halloween 4 when we get to that. Like, it kind of ends with a kid going a bit crazy, and I quite like films like that kind of go into kids' traumas and like what that would do to them. Like, that's always kind of fun.
You must have love Sid from Toy Story.
Oh yeah. Crazy bastard.
Yeah, something was pointed out to me the other day about Sid. He doesn't know they're alive. He's just having fun. Like, it's filmed like some sort of torture scene, but it's just a kid. Like, just
as far as he knows, they're just plastic.
Exactly.
Well, he didn't know they were real until they all went and talked to him.
Yeah, he was being quite creative, like just making stuff out of stuff. But then they were like, "Right, we're going to try and kill this kid."
It's like Puppet Master, but in animation form.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it is. Wow.
Except not terrible.
I actually quite like this one. I like the Friday movies. I think, like Chloe saying, they can be a bit samey, but I think they do enough to it to make it slightly different each time.
You're all mad.
That's just all you'll have your turn.
You wait, young boy.
Crispin Glover is I'm not a huge fan of his acting generally, and again, I only really know him from Back to the Future and the multiple interviews he does on YouTube bitching about the fact that he's no longer in Back to the Future and how unfair it was, because he had done a lot of those as well.
He plays a character who's not alive. What does he expect?
I think maybe because I know where it's going. I know the story. The Tommy Jarvis story goes on at least for another 2 more movies.
Jesus.
But for it to be the apparent last one in the series at that time, yeah, it's a weird one. It's a weird one.
Yeah, what were they actually thinking with that? Do you reckon there was ever a plan to not actually do anymore?
I think they were supposed to be the last one. I don't think 3 did. I think 3 was supposed to be the last one, but then it did really well. Then I went, okay, fine. The slasher films aren't doing great now. This is like late 80s. They had a little bit of a moment, but then like Elm Street came out in 84, so it's like, oh, okay, let's make another one. And we'll make this the last one. And this did really well, so I went, okay, we'll do another new one.
Do you know what?
Yeah,
I've got a slightly more cynical view than you, because I think this film is so generic and boring that they had to put Last Chapter on it just to get everybody to go and see it. And then that justified making another movie, because they went, oh, loads of people went to see it. It's like, yeah, because you said it was the last fucking one.
Just to give you context on this, the film we watched was the 4th one. There are 12 Jason films.
Yeah, but one is in space.
12?
Going from 1980 to 2009.
Oh, does that include...
That's including the Freddy versus Jason films.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what's going on outside?
There is something going on outside my flat right now. There is music and there is a car beeping.
You're about to be murdered.
Street Fighter.
Yeah. Wouldn't be surprised.
12 films.
Get the headband on.
Are you sure there's 12 films? Because there's obviously Jason X would have been the space one. Then it was Freddy vs. Jason.
Right, we have
the
Friday the 13th. We have Friday the 13th in 1980, Friday the 13th Part 2 in 1981, Friday the 13th Part 3 in 1982, Friday the 13th Final Chapter in 1984, Friday the 13th A New Beginning in 1985, Friday the 13th Part 4 Jason Lives in 1986, Friday the 13th Part 7 The New Blood in 1988, Friday the 13th Part 8 Jason Takes
Can I just
Manhattan.
say this is almost as exciting as the actual film?
Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday in 1993, Jason X or 10 in 2001, Freddy vs. Jason 2003, and Friday the 13th 2009.
Yeah, so that's 11. That's 12.
That's 12.
Yeah, that's 12.
That's 12.
Yeah, maths. Okay.
Quick maths.
Wow, that's a lot of movies.
Too many.
It is. I didn't expect that. I googled it thinking, it'd be like 6, and oh shit.
And they ran out of ideas on the third one. It's not great, is
it? Well, you know how many more years of this podcast we're going to be doing. So...
Oh god. Oh god.
At least another one.
No, it's like it's already too many.
When we reach 12, can we stop?
We'll have to do a couple of earlier records and some just catch up and some. Okay. Who was we? I lost track now. Yeah, I mean, I like the Tommy Jarvis character. I think having the family involved instead of just being just horny teenagers works, and the disgust on on the family's faces when they know that they're just horny teenagers, just great. It's missing that crazy guy who says, the place has a death curse. I miss him so much. But the weird addition to the kind of the hiking guy, just trying to hunt down the killer of his sister, just seems a bit tagged on. Kind of didn't want him in it, really. And why would you let your child just take a random man upstairs? Parenting.
That was a bit weird.
It's like, who's this man? Oh, I'm just taking him upstairs. Grand. No, I like this one. Not my favourite out of the 3, but ain't the worst one out of the 3. Niall, go on.
It just gets worse every year, doesn't it? I mean, it's just we're reaching the point now where it's just terrible.
You're just waiting for 10, aren't you?
Well, I wanted to go last because I'm going to get my Halloween review out of the way at the same time. Because I'm convinced this is the same film. I mean,
don't say too much about Halloween, because Halloween is going to be an interesting.
Okay, I'm just going to go through my tick list though.
You got him.
Okay, so both start in a hospital. Both start with the villain dead. Both have a hand fall out of the sheet. Where to go from there? The middle bit's all the same. And
don't forget the nudity.
Did Halloween have any nudity?
A little bit.
I don't know. I'm just pulling at straws here.
Can't remember now. And then they both end up with a psychotic child. It's the same film. They both are. And they're both terrible. They
both have masks.
Honestly, I think these were the most boring films we've watched so far. And that is...
I don't know.
Saying
the baby,
We've watched
wouldn't
some
you?
trash. Are you sure you want to say that?
Neither of them had anything new. Both of them had better previous films.
You're going to be so surprised by my review later.
I'm really... do you know what this has done? This has really, really worried me for Hell House 4. I don't want it to be crap, and I'm starting to think all 4 films aren't very good. But yeah, that's my takeaway from it. It was just long. They were so long as well. There was no need for them to be that long. There was no new ideas. The kills were boring. We had the first, Friday the 13th, we had the first off-screen kills. It's like they couldn't be bothered anymore.
I do agree with that.
Stabbed her.
I was trying to think back to particularly memorable deaths in these films, and I couldn't really think of many for Halloween 4.
Yeah, they're just given up, I think. They've just gone, well, I think we've done all the kills now. That's not why people watch these slasher films. It's like,
remember, we haven't got to Halloween 4 yet. Just tell me your gripes from the first film. I'll let you go first on Halloween.
It's the same film. This is it. Just don't come back to me till we get to Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, I didn't like any of the characters. They're all fucking the same. Even to the point where halfway through the film, I couldn't work out whether that blonde girl was that kid's sister or mother or random person who looked after him. Does anybody know?
What, the sister?
Well, it's not quite Halloween. Yeah. No, it's not a foster sister.
No, it was a sister. They had a mother as well. She died.
Right, so she was her sister to the kid.
He was her little brother.
Okay. See, that's what I thought. But then afterwards, I was like, is it?
Because the mother's in the house as well, and the mother gets killed.
I don't remember that. I've expunged that from my brain.
I have a feeling you don't like these films very much.
Well,
Niall.
There was nothing really to like, Marcus, I don't think. There's nothing that's not been done before better. And that's basically...
I'm annoyed that I agree with you. That's the thing. Once you've seen one Friday the 13th, you more or less have the plot for every film. Don't be wrong, there are subtle differences throughout it. It's not the exact same, but the overall consensus of it is more or less the same.
But my problem with this one is it had no life to it. It was so long.
But it had boobies. What more do you want?
That didn't even save this one.
They wanted to distract you.
And it worked. God damn them.
It just needed more boobs. That's what I'm saying.
8 is on a boat and 10 is in space. What else do you want?
Exactly. At least
on a
that's
boat, dude. What the hell?
Space
different.
always fixes it.
Exactly.
Look at Leprechaun in space.
The thing that worries me, Mark, is it takes 6 more films to get to that point.
8's on a boat.
True.
And they go to Manhattan.
A boat in space.
Jason in Manhattan, trying to get the next atomic bomb.
which is actually only gets 10 minutes in Manhattan. But we'll get to that film in another couple of years.
Can't wait.
Got a few more Halloweens.
All right, go on then. Let's do the question then. So, Marcus, keep up in it.
Honestly, it isn't a bad film as a standalone, but it is really much. It is more or less the same plot as the other ones. I'm probably going to have to bin it just purely for the fact of if you compare it to the rest of the series, there's not a load of difference. There isn't. But as a standalone, it is good. But yeah, bin.
Okay. Chloe, keep up in it.
Yeah, I'll keep it. It was fine.
I'd
watch it. I'd give it another watch. Why not?
I will keep it.
She just wants to see the boobs. That's all.
It's all about the boobs.
You got me.
I'll keep it. I'm enjoying going back through the Nightmare movies. So I not Nightmare movies. What the fuck am I talking about?
See, so generic. You don't even know which one.
I know, isn't it? Just I'm enjoying the Friday films. They can be a bit samey, but you expect that from these type of films anyway. So, but I quite enjoyed it. I like Tommy Jarvis' addition to it, and I am looking forward to going into the later ones. No, I'll keep it up in it.
Well, it's a generic piece of crap, so I'm going to throw it in the bin. But I will say one thing positive about it before we go.
Yeah.
And it doesn't do that little sound every 15 seconds where it goes.
Cha-cha-cha.
Yeah, so that was the one plus, but I'm convinced they just sort of forgot to put it in.
Fair enough. Cool. Right, what we'll do then, we'll go on to the next in the timeline of movies. Hitting cinemas on 1988 in October, so it is the first one out of the next two. It was 6 years after the Halloween 3 film came out. So Halloween 3 came out in 1982. This took 6 years to get to a fourth one. After the third one didn't have great reviews, I think, at the time. It is now, it's like a cult classic now, but at the time, people were very pissed off they didn't have Michael in it. So they brought back Michael, and here we go.
10 years ago, on the night of October 31st, a small Midwestern town fell victim to an escaped killer. Under the cover of darkness, he carried out the most horrifying mass murder on record. 16 people in cold blood. Ever since that night, no one has forgotten his name. And Halloween has never been the same. Now, Michael Myers has come home. He has returned for one more night of unholy terror.
Michael! Somebody help me!
He's here to kill that little girl and anybody who gets in his way.
Oh, God!
Who's gonna be next?
Halloween 4, the return of Michael Myers.
Maybe nobody knows how to stop him.
So, Halloween 4, the return of Michael Myers. Michael Myers is out again on the loose, and we have possibly the greatest side character in all of horror cinema, Dr. Loomis. You've seen the pictures I keep sending over on WhatsApp. I love him in this movie. I love him in all the movies. He is like, he's just comedy gold. 6 times indeed. I'll get into my bit in a minute. But Michael is back on the run. This time he's going to try and get his niece this time, which is Laurie's daughter. Laurie's now died apparently in this timeline. This is when we get into that weird kind of branching timelines. So with this one, Laurie is dead. Her daughter is now going to be like the big character in the next couple of movies. And yeah, it's the same kind of thing. He's hunting down a family member. He's killing loads of people on the way. And Dr. Loomis is shouting 6 times a lot. So I'm going to go to... Should I go to you first, Niall? Do you want to talk about it first, or should I go to one?
Yeah, sure.
Go on, Niall. What do you think of this one?
I think with this one, they were so desperate to stop making these films that they tried to do a Season of the Witch at the end of this film. You know, when they did Season of the Witch and it didn't have Michael Myers in it, and they were like, oh, God, whew, glad we don't have to make that character anymore. And everybody went, I fucking hate this film. Make the Thing again. And so they did. But now they got a little kid at the end who gets possessed and turned into him, I assume. But I also assume that we're never going to see that child again.
You are wrong.
Am I? Oh, I'm pleasantly surprised by that.
She's actually in the next 2 movies. She is one of the main characters.
But she's not him, right? She's not murdering people.
No, they kind of changed her.
Yeah, I thought the idea was they'd do a Season of the Witch and it would then follow her doing murders as a kid.
No, Michael comes back. But
yeah, see,
they kind of
they
kind of rewrite it a little bit. I think she goes into a children's home. She's still a bit mental, but she's not like Michael mental.
That's the thing with this series. They have quite good ideas. They just don't know how to implement them, and they're so scared of the fan base that they won't do anything to upset them.
I don't know. I think Chloe will back me up on this. The last one on the new trilogy they did, that was universally banned. And they
Yeah, but
tried
that's
something
because Halloween fans just want one thing, and that's to remake Halloween 1 over and over.
And they got that
and
in the
over
last 10
and
minutes.
over.
They got that in the last 10 minutes of the last movie.
Classic, isn't it?
But yeah, other than that, it was. I quite liked the bit where the fuel station exploded, and there was no casualties, which is kind of bizarre. Because he's usually killing people, and the one time there's a big explosion, he manages to not kill anyone. Which just seemed a bit weird to me, but didn't even kill an old man who just sort of dived behind a bin and was fine.
Good old classic Dr. Loomis.
I do like
once
him.
Again.
I do like Loomis, but I don't really know why, because he's fucking useless.
I know, but he's such a great character.
I think it's because he just gives like 110%. Like, no matter how silly it is, he's like this really theatrical actor who like just goes for it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny, and I love that he makes a little friend in this with the preacher guy. They're both really
he's ready to die, isn't he? He just doesn't care. He's like, whatever happens, I'll just do it.
I'll do whatever I can.
You're a fellow journeyman just like me. Yes, I am. It's like kind of like crazy look at his eyes.
It's like, wow, you guys are both so intense.
Would you like a drink? Yeah, all right.
I kind of wanted like a buddy road trip movie of that.
That would be funny.
What happened to him?
30-minute skit of it.
What happened to him? He just disappeared.
Sad.
I just love how he just everywhere he goes, he's shouting everything. Like, he's here! He's here!
No inside voice.
All right. It's like, all right, Dr. Loomis, fine, whatever, mate.
The key, my boy, is to enunciate.
I shot him 6 times.
It is a bit Ian McKellen-y, isn't it? I think
he's got to reach the back row, you know.
He does, yeah. Otherwise, what is the point, darling?
I also like how right at the end he's more than happy to shoot that car, to shoot the kid.
Yeah.
Okay, why
I
not?
would have done. Clearly evil.
It's just the prolonged no at the end. I just love him in this film. I just love this film. Sorry, no, go on.
No, I think I was done. I think apart from him, it's not really much going on, to be honest. I don't really get the story either, and neither do any of the characters, because they're like, who's it going after? It's like, oh, I think it's a cousin of the sister of who used to live in the house, which is also a problem with the next film we'll be talking about.
Yeah. Okay, so with this one, I'm gonna go next, because I am going to defend this film because I like this timeline. If you're a Halloween fan, you either like the Laurie Strode versions where it goes Halloween, Halloween 2, Halloween H2O, and then not Resurrection because no one likes Resurrection.
There's a Halloween called H2O.
Yeah, Halloween 20 years later. Yeah.
Has it got anything to do with water? Or
No,
is that
it's Halloween 20 years later.
That's the worst title I've ever heard in my life.
Halloween
Is it actually
H2O.
called that, or is that
Halloween
just an
H2O.
abbreviation?
No, it's Halloween
I
H2O.
thought it was H20, but I didn't know that for a really long time, and it just always made me think of like H2O, Just Add Water, the show.
Yeah.
H20 sort of sounds like a boy band.
I think
it's 20 years later.
I think it's because they've always called it Halloween H2O. That's all. It could be Halloween 20, but yeah, it feels like Halloween 20. Or like me, you're crazy and you like cults, so you will like the Jamie Lloyd version of this story. I like this one. I will defend it to my grave. I didn't like 3. We all know that I didn't like 3. And I like
3's my favourite.
I know.
Same.
There you go. But I'm not a huge fan of 3. Never have been. But I like the direction they kind of went with this. And I kind of, because they just announced a new TV series, rights have been bought.
Oh, fucking hell.
So I kind of want them to go down this storyline.
Surely there's 13 of these fucking films as well.
Probably.
There is. Ending in 2022.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. But no.
Why won't they stop?
But
It's called Halloween's End, to be fair, the last one.
but
Yeah,
I
but we
think,
all know what that means.
Definitive ending, and I was like, I know that it's not even going to take a year, and I was right, for them to come out with something else, like a TV show or something. But I just wanted it to end there because it was such a good ending, and I thought that film was just so wild. Like, I liked it because it was so different, and it really ended things for that story, and the fact that, like, again, it's not even like a year later and they're already selling the rights to shit. Oh, I'm so annoyed about it.
Depends on which way they go. Because if they go the route of let's continue on from Halloween 3, that could be an interesting route to go down. Don't bring Michael back into it. But you know that's not going to happen. They're going to bring Michael back into it. But yeah.
Do you know what's a good sign that they should stop and pack this shit in? The fact that there's 3 of them called Halloween, and there's 2 of them called Halloween 2.
Yeah, true.
There's no subtitles on those. That's literally it.
Well, no, Halloween 2 was going to be there's 3 Halloweens, isn't there? Yes, 3 Halloweens and 2 Halloween 2s.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's madness.
But they were remakes, though, weren't they? The other ones.
And then I'm guessing the TV show will be called Halloween.
The TV series.
God, they're clever.
Yeah. I think I like this more because of Loomis, though. I don't know why. I just like him as a character. And it's a shame that, he died before he could finish 6. But, it's...
Oh my God, I just noticed one thing. If you Google Halloween movies in order, Google has a little emoji of a skull and a knife chasing a little emoji of a screaming man.
Aww.
And it goes backwards and forwards on the screen.
Adorable.
There you go.
If it does that with anything else.
This is how much you hate this movie.
Oh yeah, I lost interest
Googling
a while ago.
Oh, it does.
That's really cool.
Chloe, what are your thoughts on this one?
I quite enjoyed it, actually. Like, I like it way more than the second one. 3 is my favourite still, but yeah, this one, like, I like the Jamie. She's good. That's her name, right? Yeah. She's a really good actress, actually. Like, I enjoyed her. She's adorable. I felt bad for her, like, because you have this whole thing about, her being... Kids are so mean. Like, she gets so bullied at school. They're like, "Oh, you're an orphan, haha." Like, what?
Yeah, that is funny.
I had to laugh, but I was like, that's really mad. It's really bad. Yeah, I felt so bad for her. She was adorable, and I just wanted to hug her. But yeah, like, I don't really remember many of the kills. The mask is horrendous. I don't know where the fuck they put the budget, but it was not the mask.
Yeah, that would look really weird.
They get progressively
crazy.
worse as well.
Yeah, God, I hate the boyfriend in this. He's just a terrible guy.
Oh, he's such a twat.
Fucking sucks. Glad he died. I mean, he probably didn't deserve that, but it's like, if anyone's going to go, it can be him,
Why did you cheat on me? Because you had to babysit.
You weren't there.
He blew me off one
A
time.
good night out.
Oh, man. Yeah, just to look after your sister who needs, all the support she can get right now because she's being bullied for being an orphan. Cool.
This is getting too real for me now. I watched the film and I didn't have any of these feelings.
Yeah, no, this.
Well, watch it again, Niall. Watch it again.
Yeah, watch it again. Get mad at the boyfriend because he was horrible.
Fuck you, Bradley.
Yeah, fuck him.
Oh, you remembered his name as well, Marcus.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Emotional damage.
And they got that bit when they're in the bedroom as well, and it's like, well, what's going on? Oh, just her uncle is a serial killer. Like, I'm going to go upstairs. Goodbye.
I of course just Loomis was my absolute favorite part because, as always, he's just iconic. So yeah, I overall pretty much enjoyed it.
6 times. But even the bit right at the start, which got me, was when they're in the lift going down to get his body. Like, well, Dr. Loomis shot him 6 times. It's like, oh, you could do to make that a big thing now. Every movie is like, he shot him 6 times. 6 times.
No, I think that was Friday the 13th, wasn't it?
What? No, he stabbed him 6
Going
times.
in a hospital? No.
No, you're right. I remember right at the start of the hospital. The same film, apparently.
That happened twice.
It is. Marcus, your thoughts?
Hello there. Right, so...
Oh, no.
I just want to start. I want to start by saying... Sorry.
You sounded so serious just then.
Please be drunk on board these records. It's hilarious.
Right, I want to start seriously now. Okay, we're all in this room. We're all together. Right.
We're literally not.
We're not.
Oh, sorry, I can't. Right.
In the metaphorical
on, you keep looking
room.
there. Come on, no, you keep licking those lips. All right, let's keep going. Right, anyway, so beginning of the film, of course, you get the nurse and that doctor who are like, yeah, let's get jiggy with a dead body in the room. Who doesn't love that?
Turned into Will Smith
a lot of people.
for a minute there.
Does he say jiggy?
Yeah.
Does he?
I think that's how that goes.
Well, fuck me. It's rewind time, as he says. Yeah, so nurse and doctor in a room. It's an advert. He has. It's an advert. Look at it up. Look it up. Look at it up. Sorry, Aaron. Let's rewind that. Look it up. There we go. Got it right eventually. Yeah, he does an advert where they do like some YouTube rewind, and he's like, "Yo, it's rewind time," and then they obviously rewind because that's kind
What's
of
happening? What are you talking about?
I do remember that. I do remember. You're not crazy.
Thank you, Chloe. Thank you.
Did that
Holy shit! Right, someone's on my side. I remember this when I
all I know is apparently he hasn't been with his wife for several years, and apparently they've just been living a lie. But go on, talk about.
I know he found out the time we found out. It was great.
We went together for 7 years.
Oh, okay.
Oh
shit! If I'd have known.
So she wasn't cheating on me. No, there you go.
It makes so much sense now.
Anyway, yeah, back to the movie.
Yeah. So beginning of the film, of course, you get the nurse and doctor who want to start getting it on, and there's a dead body there. I wouldn't do that, but fair enough. That guy, the actor, is in Police Academy, if you hadn't noticed. Just a little Easter egg for people there.
Nice.
I thought, I recognise his face, and looked it up, and holy shit, yeah, he was. Police Academy. Yeah, anyway, that's the beginning part. So, bit I hated. Oh, here we go, doing a Nile here.
Yay!
Right. I don't care how much humour? No, not humour. We have humour. Right. How much human super strength you have... No fingers can crush through the front part of your skull on your forehead. It just doesn't happen.
But he's just
right? Your nail's going to go. It's going to hurt your finger. It's going to snap back. You're going to get an owie feeling, and you go, "Oh my god, I broke a nail."
I'm pretty sure that happened in Friday the 13th as well for some bizarre reason.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not happy with it. I'm not happy. Okay, I'm fucking fuming if that's what we have to go to. No fingers should go through your skull, at least on that part of your head. Anyway, it happened. We'll move on casually.
Sounds like you don't want to move on.
I'm upset.
Sounds like you're really angry about this.
It's unrealistic. You know, the rest of the film, realistic as fuck, obviously. But that bit, no, not having it. Right.
What the fact that Dr. Loomis seemed to have just survived an explosion.
He was behind a beard mark.
Oh, yeah, of course he was.
He's a doctor. Of course he's going to survive. Also, yeah, honestly, when it came up Dr. Loomis, the first thing I thought is, shit, am I watching Scream? And I was like, oh no, Dr. Loomis, that's a complete different character. Right, anyway. Yeah, when they get to the point where all of the guys in the bar, when they're drinking, and they're like, oh yeah, no, let's go hunt Michael Myers down and all that stuff. When they start shooting at that kid, which, holy shit, they actually killed a kid. That was a bit horrific.
About time.
Their aim is awful. I know they're drunk, but holy shit, their aim. Like, some people are shooting about 8 feet away from the target, and I thought, you just have to point it in the rough direction. It's not going to go that far out. Like, what were they doing? Anyway, the only thing I will say about those men is, oh my god, a character actually had sense, common sense in the film. It got to the point where they were at the school, and of course, Rachel came out saying, oh, you know, he's inside the building, and they said, rather than saying, yeah, let's go in and hunt him down like any other film, they're going to go, oh, let the state troopers handle this. Troopers. Let the state troopers handle this. That's what they get paid for. And I thought, holy shit, they actually said something with common sense. And then they left. They're like, yeah, no, this is above our pay grade. Let's just leave now. There's nothing to do with us. And guess what? They survived the film because they chose the common fucking sense thing. Oh, I wish people did this more in the film. It was brilliant. I love that. What else did I have? I've put, how did you not notice? Oh, yeah. So when they were driving the truck out of the town, Michael Myers obviously is somehow underneath the truck, crawls up the top, goes, toodaloo, hello, and he starts killing people. They don't notice. I'm sorry, but have you ever driven those trucks? The moment the body weight shifts, you notice something moving. So what do? Have a little glance in your mirror, you know, just a little cheeky look to the left or to the right, up and down, you know, side to side, shuffle, and you'd see that there's a man in the back that you didn't have there before.
I'm always doing it, just in case.
Yeah, I always do a little shuffle in the car, just in case. Little side to side. So yeah, the fact that Earl didn't see that, and considering he was the bartender, he should have been somewhat sober. He didn't notice it. That pissed me off. But yeah, overall, I thought it was a good film. At the end, though, when the girl started killing her parents, well, her adopted parents, I should say, I sat there and thought, do you know what? It's a little bit cheesy. The fact that because she touched Michael Myers at the end, somehow the evil was transferred to her, or whatever it is. And I don't know if it's a genetic thing or whatever, but I did feel like compared to what they built up in the film, that was a bit of a cheesy ending of well, come on, you could have done a bit better than that. But I do understand that it has led them to now do more in films. You know, they can really well hell, they can make up to 12 films now if they really wanted to.
And they will.
Also, it didn't kind of make any sense because didn't the morgue guy touch Jason?
Yeah, but he wasn't related, was he?
Oh, you got to be related to him. Is that the rule?
I think that's what the catch is, really.
I just got
she's the last living relative.
I got a little fact about the guy who plays Michael Myers in this film. He only played him once, so it's a different guy in this film than it normally is.
You can tell.
And
it's a good thing that it's a film, then. Otherwise, they wouldn't be related, eh?
Well, he's actually a stunt double, so they didn't even get an actor to do it. He's literally just a stunt person. And
they realised, hang on, if we put a mask on you, we don't actually have to get a real actor.
We don't have to pay someone as much as we normally would. Anyway, he's a stunt double in The Notebook.
Oh, interesting.
And I'm just trying to think of... Yeah, that's what I was thinking. What the fuck's he doing? I thought that book was about a time-travelling letterbox. Is that one, or am I thinking of a different film?
I think that's a different one, but I'm pretty sure it's a romance.
Did you take mushrooms at the time, or were we just... I
don't know what I'm talking about. Oh well, I don't remember any stunts being in either of those films, so...
but still, it is a good film, though. Obviously, compared to the other Halloween films, of course, we didn't see Michael come back for a good 1 or 2 films. Is that correct in me saying that?
Nope.
No? Did you not?
It's only Season of the Witch, right?
Just Season of the Witch.
And then the fans all shouted at them, and they said, "Oh, please!"
Yeah, so the fact they brought Michael back was obviously a good thing, because that is kind of the whole Halloween franchise. However, I don't know, they've almost done something what they did in Terrifier, in the sense of they started off a character being a person who was just evil, and they've now made it more of a demonic presence.
That was never actually said in Terrifier.
Well, I know, but the fact that his head got chopped off in Terrifier and he was birthed out of a woman, just his head, I would say that's a demonic presence.
That's how clowns are born.
But he was a demonic presence before in the first film.
Well, even in the first film, you know, it was more of it was led to the audience belief. It was like, we're not going to tell you one way or the other. It's more of a, you know,
don't you go badmouth and Terrifier. I'll kick you off this podcast.
No. Right. All Hallows Eve and Terrifier are some of my favourite films. And I'm pretty sure I gave one of them a unbinnable. And if I didn't, well, maybe I should have.
Definitely All Hallows Eve.
Yeah, oh, you love it. You know, all of those 10-minute skits they put into one film to make a film.
That had an alien in it.
Yeah.
That's why there were 10-minute skits.
And a kid in a basement, I think. Is that the same one?
Gotta love that.
Probably.
I can't
anyway, should we go to the question?
Just before you go to the question, sorry, I am just going to quickly unplug my wireless headphones and put my manual ones in.
Don't do it, because last time that happened, you knocked off the whole record.
Oh, did I? Right, no, never mind then. I'll just put up the beeping.
No.
And we're so close to the end.
We have one more film to do. Please don't.
Yep, no
last time we took your
sorry.
headphones out, you stopped your audio, and I don't want that to happen again.
They beep at 20%, so I'll take the beeping one out. They should last for at least another half an hour.
Can't you just plug the charging cable in?
Let's get this done quick then.
That's what fucks it off normally.
Right. Ready? Let's get this done quick then.
Yep. Go.
No, I'll keep it up in it.
Ben.
Chloe, keep it up in it.
That was quick.
And Marcus, keep it up in it.
Oh, I'll keep this one. It was a nice little mix up compared to the next sort of second and third Halloween.
I'm going to keep it. It's my favorite run of the Halloween movies, so I'm keeping this one. Cool. Awesome. Before we get into our final film, I want to do a quick shout out to another podcast who have been amazing to me recently. Love their podcast as well.
Are you cheating on us with a different podcast?
No, but there's some personal stuff which Dave helped me out on, and
sounds like you're cheating on us.
No. What I want to do is give them guys a big shout out and go and check them out. If you're into really surreal comedy podcasts and like a bit of D&D as well, Dungeons and Dragons is an amazing podcast, all with kind of role playing and Dungeons and Dragons elements to it. The premise of the podcast is you need to buy Mother a scratch card from a Budgeons, but there's a twist. The person who is playing Mother is also trying to kill you. So each role of the episode, which goes into completely weird and completely crazy areas, is done by different characters and different people playing different characters. You've got people like Gandalf the Big Titty Wizard.
Oh, go on. Describe more on that.
You've got Hamburger, who is a pug with a gun, and crazy characters like that. They've done some amazing episodes. The lore is ridiculous. They've been going through like at least, I think, about 140 loops last time for the last episode. And go and check it out. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to put a little clip in with one of the recent episodes, which has Captain Cumbeard, who's going to be introduced to the team.
Is that your character?
Not me. I've never been on the podcast. I'm just a listener, and Eddie is amazing. He's created a massive community over there as well. So you might like it. Go and check them out. It's Dungeons and Dragons over on Twitter and anywhere you get podcasts. So go and check them out.
I've got a little task for you. Oh, for fuck's sake! What have I done? I can sweat myself into the kettle.
Thinks cheese is spicy.
I have printed out some pamphlets.
Joy to the world.
Please stop trying to kill Mother. It's my wedding day.
Well, let me tell you something, Mother.
What is that?
What the fuck is that?
The chances of making it to 0 to none when you're dealing with Dungeons and Dragons.
My name is Hamburger. I have a gun.
We cut to Captain Cumbeard.
So stood in the kitchen in the corner, looking out the window. Despite it being a lovely, well, I say mildly cold but also sunny day, in Captain Cumbeard's eyes, it is a horrible, windy, stormy day, and he's just staring with very intense glare out. You don't even know what he's staring at. He's just staring out the window, sad, minding his own business as all of this is kind of going on in the background, as if he's got deeper things on his mind.
Hello, Captain Cumbeard! Was oblivious to all this. Hello, darling! You smell of cum, mate!
Oh, Mother, good morning to ye.
Jesus Christ! What is that your voice? He just looks at him angrily.
He be asking a man his voice?
Yeah!
Barnacles! I not explain any more than that.
Well, you should, because that doesn't make any sense.
The sea sometimes be making no sense to ye. It doesn't.
It's not saying what. It's not asking me, why do I sound like this? Like, I don't know, twiglets or something.
Have you got twiglets stuck in your throat, Mother?
Yeah, I do.
Do you want to pat you on the back so you cough it out?
All right, darling.
Pat him on the back to cough it out.
You want to...
Oh, no.
10.
Got a 1, Mother dies.
Saw that coming 5 miles away.
Crocodile bites Mother.
Okay.
I just made it to the kitchen. What's going on?
God, that hedgehog talk.
To our final film of our Halloween special, 1988 again, which is November this time. So a month later, we go into the fourth Nightmare on Elm Street one.
Do you know what terror is?
Hello.
Do you live here?
Nobody lives here.
Real terror. How long has it been since you've been on Elm Street? Welcome to a brand new nightmare. He is the first in fear.
Will you help me? God, can someone help me, please?
Second to none.
Don't let them put you to sleep.
He has no mercy.
no equal.
Now no one sleeps.
Get ready. This August, your wildest dreams will come true.
How sweet, fresh meat.
A Nightmare on Elm Street, Part 4. The Dream Master.
Their timeline is pretty much every single year they've had a movie out since 1984. So first one was 1984, and then 2 was 1985, then 3 was 1987, and this is 1988. So this one kind of follows on from Dream Warriors, which was an amazing film. We think we all pretty much agreed. Dream Warriors is actually a pretty good film.
Mm-hmm.
However, now we go into Dream Master. We have a couple of returning characters, but yes, it's not great. The guys from 3 believe it's all over. They think that the dreams are back to normal. However, a dog randomly pisses on a grave and brings him back to life. There you go.
A dog pisses fire, and it's great.
It is. It's amazingly bad. So he's born back into the dream world through dog piss, fire, and all that kind of stuff. This is all about one girl who seems to be draining the powers from all of her dead friends, who she's sending to their death herself. There you go. It's all her fault. She's nicking their powers. And that's pretty much it, really. There's not much else to say about this movie, which I'm sure you guys add in your own thoughts. So I'm going to go to Chloe this time. Chloe, your thoughts on Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4?
I actually like it more than I remember liking it, because I've seen, I think, all of the Nightmare films now, and I'd watched them a couple of years ago. I think Dream Warriors is my favourite, but I remember it throwing me off a bit that they recast the girl in this.
I know, it's ridiculously weird, isn't it?
But when I watched it at the time, because I went from I watched them like one after the other, it was kind of weird. So, but I watched this like on its own this time. And I always really enjoy the special effects in these films. Like, I think they're really cool, and the dream sequences are really cool. Like, there's that bit at the end where Freddy's basically, being destroyed or whatever, and you've got all the arms coming out, and it's so cool. Like, they're really great, and that's probably the thing I enjoy most about these films, is they're really campy and fun, and they have that really interesting special effects, I think, in pretty much in every film, and there's always like scenes that stick out in your memory. And I mean, obviously Freddy is pretty iconic anyway. Like, he's such a fun character despite how fucked up he is. Like, he's just, he always has those cheesy lines and stuff like that. I quite enjoyed Rick in this as a character. Like, he's kind of fun and charismatic, and I was kind of like sad when some of the characters died. Like, I quite like their dynamic. I enjoy in this that the nerds and the cooler kids are friends. Like, I think it's really unusual to see that in 80s films, so that was kind of cool. But yeah, I actually quite enjoyed it. I think I particularly like there's that bed scene where like the guy's in the waterbed. Yeah. That was pretty cool. Like, it was weirdly kind of anticlimactic, but also kind of an interesting scene. Like, I don't know. It's not like flashy, but it's kind of, I don't know how to describe it, but I quite liked it.
Does it miss that little bit of flashiness though?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we have that elsewhere. Like, you have that scene with the asthmatic girl where she like is like sort of
sorry.
Huh?
Sorry, my phone just went off.
No, I got so bored with what you're saying, Kels.
No, I was typing in something to do with this. I promise.
Sorry.
I've totally lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
I'm sure it was not interesting or like.
Well done, no,
I don't think I was saying anything deep, but yeah, like that scene, I think you do still get those like really cool scenes. But I do quite enjoy that like not so flashy scene. Yeah.
Okay. Who do I go to next? No, for this disrupting the class.
Sorry, I will tell you what I just googled.
Yeah.
And so, so out of the three, Nightmare on Elm Street's always been my favourite. But this one seemed a bit different. Like, all the practical effects were there, but it seemed more Hellraiser-y to me.
I've got that in my notes.
And I just Googled it, and Hellraiser came out the year before. So literally while they were making it, Hellraiser came out. And I've got a feeling it's snuck its tentacles in. And for that reason, it's being binned. No, I'm joking.
No, I completely agree with that one. I've got in here, because right at the start, she jumps from Elm Street into Hellraiser with those chains. There's like chains everywhere.
Like, if Freddy wasn't in this, like, I would think that it was a Hellraiser film, I think. It just seems
There's no hotel
weird. He does dress as a nurse, and that made me forget.
That was very fetching.
That was quite funny.
He does cross-dressing very well in this.
Yeah. Yes, he does. Other than that, what was I going to say? Sorry, that's derailed me as well. Just trying to think.
Are you getting butterflies over picturing Freddy and a nurse?
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, you were just thinking about the nurse costume.
He just had a look at you, winked his eye, had a wink, and fluttered his eyebrows at you, and his eyelashes went, "Oh, come here, big boy. I'll show you how sharp these knives are."
I was trying to work out where to start, because I didn't like this film very much, if I'm honest.
Didn't or don't?
Don't like it. Like, all Nightmare on Elm Street has crap acting. That's just a staple.
Yeah, but
yet
any slasher franchise, you're going to hit that anyway.
Somehow this one is almost the pinnacle of bad acting. And I say this every time, I swear. But that has got worse. The scenes don't seem to be edited together very well. So you can't really tell what's going on from 1 minute to the next minute, or even... I like, in the other ones, there's sort of a subtle thing that they're in a dream. And in this one, there's just not. They sort of just decide they're in a dream when it's convenient. And
like there's no transition.
There's no transition at all. Like, she'll just be like sitting in class, and then the next minute that classroom will be in a dream. You don't know whether she's fallen asleep during the class, or there's no indication. Which is okay if you do it like once, because they've done it in previous films where you don't see it coming. But it was like every single dream on this one. Also, I've just realised that in all three of the films that we've done today, a dog has died in each one.
Poor dogs.
Poor dogs, yeah. But one did pee fire. So you'd think that he'd be grateful for that and keep that dog alive.
Yeah.
You say it peed fire?
Did pee fire when he peed in the grave?
Oh, on the grave.
Yeah,
yes.
How did you miss that?
But yeah, I don't really know what to think about this film. It was just all over the place, and there was something off about it, and the whole Hellraiser thing. So, yeah, the curse of the number 4.
I'm gonna agree. I did not like this one.
Oof.
The effects are there, but I think the story is just lacking. There's nothing about it really. Where your kind of Dream Warriors, you had the kids getting together, learning their powers, which getting pretty much taken away in this movie, because where's their powers? You know that they have the ability to be whatever they want in these movies. So why couldn't they do it this time around?
She did learn Kung Fu at the end randomly.
Well, she drained the dead powers from her dead friend, so she gets all their personalities in her. But at least in Dream Warriors, they all had their own powers. Like you had the guy. One of them had was strong. One was a magician. One was a cool, street punk. This one had nothing about it. It's like they just killed off these characters, which they could have really dragged in more into this movie, instead of having this one shy girl who just drains everybody's powers and, oh look, now I'm super cool. there's nothing about it. And Freddy doesn't. It's just he's like he's lost that kind of both comedic edge and that edgy bit. They're trying to kind of make him more like the first movie, but then also trying to add some of the comedy. It just doesn't blend very well. Like the later ones, you'll obviously have a bit more of the comedy aspect, which people like, people don't like. But there's nothing here for the fan in me, and I wasn't a huge fan of 1 and 2 either. So 3 I loved, but I don't know. I'm not enjoying these movies as much as I did when I was younger.
I do think you're right with like the joking stuff, because I felt like they forgot how to write for him. So instead of that, they were just like, let's just dress him up.
Yeah, that's supposed to be funny in the 80s.
Yeah.
Apparently, they approached Wes Craven again for a script, and his script was more going to be kind of time travel with dreams and that kind of thing.
Oh my god!
So they turned that down.
That sounds even more confusing, though. Surely you don't want to add time travel.
Yeah, but at least it has something to do with dreams.
He should go to space.
But then, the later
like
films just get a little bit too mental. But yeah, it did remind me a lot of Hellraiser, and I don't know. They changed the way they bring him back each time. Like, yeah, I don't know, it confuses me. But yeah, I don't know this one. Chloe, your thoughts on this one?
Have we already done me?
I don't know.
I thought I already did.
Yeah, I think so.
Did you? Sorry, I'll cut that bit out.
I was like, I'm sure I've talked about this.
I'm just talking.
Yeah, okay. I thought I was going crazy.
Okay, Marcus, your thoughts on this one?
Okay, so what I thought about this film. Honestly, I have to agree with a lot of things that you lot have said. This film wasn't as good as. No, I heard it. It just came from my laptop. No, I thought. This film wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. I'm not gonna lie. I left Nightmare on Elm Street until last because I thought it'd be like the best one out the bunch. We've had good laughs with this one. Freddy Krueger as a character, he's like the perfect balance of horror and comedy. You have a laugh with him, but he's also pretty horrific. I don't want to meet him, but he can be funny. And this film just it almost felt like the studio had gotten a big head based on the fame of the previous films. I thought, you know what, we're too good. We don't need to try anymore. And that's the feeling I got from this film. Things like how in the first film, they had a lot of caffeine pills to keep themselves awake. There was none of that here. They didn't even bother trying to stay awake. They just half-assed it. Thought, oh, fuck it, we'll just put them to sleep. Whereas if you watch the first film, that was such a big thing. And, it almost felt like Freddy wasn't as powerful as, he should have been. And just thought, well, if you're going to bring him back, why half-ass it? And it just felt so poorly done as let's throw another Freddy film out there, another Nightmare on Elm Street film, just get some money, let's just throw it out there.
Which I think
they really put as much effort in.
I think that's what they kind of look like they've done, because again, the timeline of when they released the movies is pretty much a year out. Like what they did with Saw, but then Saw works, but they make it pretty much, you don't have to do much with Saw to make it legible, as long as it's got some kind of backstory and loads of kills. This doesn't even have that. And that's the problem. And I mean, exactly. Okay, they've got daydreams is kind of what they're playing around with. They're tickling the balls of daydreams, but it's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing. I'm sorry,
I didn't really go into it though, did they?
Hate this film.
It's just they just sort of, like you said though, they had a new idea. They very, very briefly touched on it, but didn't quite grasp it. And it was almost like hey guys, we've got this new thing. Anyway, next thing now, and it's like, well, hang on a minute. You could have really used that and really put some depth into it. And they just didn't. Sorry, going on to my notes though, I have to say, the Karate Kid kind of guy. Right? Tell me now, who else thought that it looked like a hybrid between Charlie Sheen and Stifler from American Pie?
Oh
yeah,
my God.
I sort of get that.
Yeah, he looks like he could be related to Stifler.
Yeah, that's all I could see. So throughout the whole film, while he's doing his kung fu stuff, I was like, right, one bit, oh, Charlie Sheen. Next bit, oh, that's Stifler. Right, it's just back and forth the whole time. Anyway,
best character,
so
he was the best
another
character.
bit.
Yeah,
oh, he was good. He really played his part well. I really liked him in this. So Christian, of course, there was other bits when she said to her mum, "Oh, you've murdered me by giving her sleeping pills," and that turned out quite true, which is unfortunate. And I thought from all of the other films we've watched, surely by now the parents should have learned, hang on a minute, my kids are going through a demonic presence here because of the actions I took, and none of them seem to learn. We're 4 films in now, and her mum seems so oblivious to the fact that this was a genuine thing. She's like, no, therapy. That's all it is, just therapy. It's like, there's physical proof that this guy is a really, real thing. They're so in such disbelief. Another part is, of course, when I can't remember. So, Karate Kid's sister, what's her name? Someone help me out. Alice. Thank you very much. So when Alice is in the bar and she's talking to the meant to be the fucking cool kid of the school. I can't remember his name either. Someone else help me out
here. Jim. I don't know. I don't know any of their names.
Why do you remember the guy's
Chadwick.
name? But anyway, yeah. Good old Jimbo and Alice. But no, thank you. So of course, when he comes in to see her, there's a song playing in the background. There's a lyric, and again, this is a rough guide, but it's along the lines of, "Oh, if I die, I'll see you in the flesh" or something. And it's just I like that little bit of foreshadowing, the fact that someone's going to die here, and of course, people do die, but still, no, nice little thing there. Then of course the nunchuck scene where she just somehow knows how to use nunchucks, and that's the first time I thought, okay, yeah, she's starting to accept the power and the souls of the people that have passed. And again, it wasn't really explained well. It almost felt very forced. It's like Neo from the Matrix. It's just been downloaded into you. It's just simple as that. You took the red pill. Well done. Another part, of course, when her and Jimbo are trying to get into the truck outside the diner to drive to Jim Girl. And they realise after a couple of times, going, hang on, he's got us in circles again. And rather than think, he got us in circles, let's figure out how to stay awake, they think, he's got us in circles. Let's do the exact same thing that we've been doing a couple of times and just hope something different happens. And I just think, oh my God.
Also, if he has that power, why doesn't he just do it all the time?
Mm-hmm.
There's so many plot holes in this, isn't there? It's just so unexplained. From my understanding, Freddy is one of those characters where he gains his power from, 1, the souls he steals, and 2, the amount of belief he has. It's a bit like Santa, really. If you believe in him, he's got a bit more power. And these people, there's not very many of them. There's very few of them.
It's not how Santa works.
I hope not.
Well, yeah, if you don't... My mum always said, if you don't believe, you don't receive. I used to think that was a thing that only certain people said. You get what I mean?
Yeah,
but,
your mum's bound to say that.
I didn't get presents if I didn't believe, and so there you go. Apparently, waking up halfway through the night and going downstairs and seeing
Niall there,
a man in a red costume is apparently you're not allowed to question that. It's not believing.
I didn't know Santa was ginger.
Why was he on the floor half naked? I don't get it.
Is that Niall?
Don't drink the milk.
Honestly, what you did to those reindeer was just not okay. That carrot should have gone in their mouth.
Carrot went where it should go.
Anyway, next thing I've got.
I'm so sorry, Marcus.
Yeah.
You've got the classic Power Rangers 80s power-up scene, where she's like, I'm a big girl, I pictured Blondie one way or another playing right here. She put the full-on outfit on, dressed herself up, put the boots on, the fucking good luck charm around herself. She's like, yeah, I'm ready, like that sort of thing.
Then she turns
that
into
was
Megazord.
quite cool. Yeah, exactly. All of the power of her soul friends combine, and she's like, yeah, look at me, I'm a badass bitch. And then, of course, you got near the end where she zaps him with that fucking ultrasonic cockroach ray, like Ghostbusters. That's literally all I could see was Ghostbusters, and I just imagined someone else coming in going, cross the beams, and it just fucked Freddy
over.
But
that's the thing as well. She got all those powers, and she was still shit. It took a little machine to kill him off. Her powers didn't mean fuck all.
This film, out of all of the Nightmare on Elm Street films that we've seen, this felt like the most plot-armored film. Like, she just had this coat around her. It's doesn't matter what she did, she was fine. And it just wasn't I know that they said oh yeah, she's got these powers, but it just felt so half-assed explained.
Yeah.
There wasn't a realistic, well, I say realistic for this kind of universe. There wasn't a genuine that makes sense. It was just just believe it. We've said it happens.
I think
that's it. Just
what went wrong
whatever.
Was the fact that they named the film Dream Master and then didn't explain what they thought that meant
other than the fact in that classroom when he mentions the word Dream Master, and that's it.
But then she falls asleep. So I couldn't work out whether that was really happening or not. And then,
honestly, from the name of the film, I genuinely thought what was going to happen is Freddy was going to come back, which we expected, obviously. And what was going to happen is the kids, like in Dream Warrior, were going to start to almost take control of their dreams and think, you know what? Yeah, you are trying to give me nightmare, but this is my dream and I'm in control. And that was going to be the battle of, protecting themselves. For example, Freddy pictures them in a boiler room and they go, do you know what? I now have a sword here because it's my dream. And, things like that. It's just battling against creativity. I was really hoping for something like that, but they just didn't do it.
Yeah.
The last note I've got is when Freddy says, I am eternal, all I could think about was the memes that I have seen. And I've seen so many Team Fortress 2 memes where people are going, I am eternal. And then they start tipping fedoras and shit. And I never knew where it was from until I watched this. I thought, oh my God, that's where the meme comes from.
Oh my God. Are these
that was a good 2 minutes of me going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Are all the 4 films like meme generators? Isn't that the second meme?
All the what, sorry?
It's like where everybody gets their memes from classic horror films.
Pretty much.
It might be.
Oh.
It was brilliant. I literally, for everyone else, it's like, oh yeah, cool, you had a moment of, yeah, it's a meme there. That was a genuine, that was an eye-opener for me. I sat there thinking, holy shit, about 7 years of my life right now it's just been explained.
That's like the origin story of Marcus.
Yeah, wow. Back when I was only 7 years old, 7 years ago, it makes sense now.
Well, there we go. I think we've all learned something today. I don't know what that is, but
there's a lesson in there somewhere for everyone.
Also, I'm a little bit proud of all 3 of you today. I feel like we've really got some hate for some of these films.
Oh, there's so much
for all of them. But yeah, we're going in the right direction, I think.
Should we ask the question? Oh well, by the way, number 5 gets even worse. There's she comes back in 5, Alice.
That's hard to believe.
And so does Dan as well.
Isn't Dan dead?
No, Dan's the one.
We'll have to wait till next year.
And Dan's the one she left with.
Oh, he went to the hospital.
Yeah, and now she's pregnant with Freddy's baby. Anyway,
what the fuck?
Yeah,
that didn't happen.
The next film is called The Dream Child.
Oh dear, sweet Jesus!
Oh my God!
I know.
Can I just say, sorry, before we ask the question, is that I'm really proud of Niall. He watched the correct film this time, unlike the Sinister and Insidious episode.
I wish I hadn't. I was going to say I did that once, 3 years ago.
I'm not letting you
Before you
down.
did this
That's
bit,
You remember that time 37 months ago?
6 times. Anyway. Anyway, should we ask the question then? Chloe, keep it up in it.
I'll keep it.
No, I'll keep it up in it.
To the bin. First one of the series that I've binned.
Yeah, it's true. Marcus, keep it up in it.
Honestly, bin it. There's nothing new there compared to the other ones. It felt very half-assed compared.
Okay. And I'm going to do...
And no Johnny Depp.
With this movie, what they did with Freddy's Remains. I'm going to incinerate this motherfucker. I really don't like this film. It's just
toasty.
Nothing out of it. It bored the fuck out of me. I was falling asleep during this, and I had to watch it 5 different days because I couldn't get into it. I don't like this film at all. I'm sorry, guys.
That's why I had 20 minutes at the end.
Nice.
There you go. Cool. Right, so that is our Halloween Spectacular. A little bit of negativity here, a little bit of happiness there. I apologise to Chloe that I'm not on her side for Elm Street this time, but we can't always
forgive you.
We can't always be the franchise people every time. Right, let's get on to November's picks, because obviously December is going to be the 3 of you picking a Christmas film each. But before we get there, we've got to get through the autumn-winter crossover, and that is going to be some found footage this time.
Yay!
Ooh,
now,
my favourite.
Muppet Christmas Carol.
Now we all
for Christmas.
Fuck off, we've done it already. I'm not doing that movie. Not again. Right. So, we all know how much Niall loves Hell House LLC.
It's coming.
and LLC 2, and number 3.
I'm so worried this one's going to be crap. Like, I'm honestly so worried.
The prequel. Is it going to be any good?
I hope
Hell
so.
House LLC 4, the prequel to all of the other Hell House movies. How the house got there in the first place, I'm assuming, is coming out on Shudder. So we have to do this. So we're going to be doing Hell House LLC 4, and we're going to go back to another franchise which we completely hated last time, but we liked the time before that. We're going to go back to VHS, but VHS 85, which has just come on to Shudder as well. So go and check them out before you listen to us next time.
Did we watch one of those already?
We watched the last 2. We didn't mind one of them, but the last one we really didn't like.
I don't remember anything about it.
What was it? It was the one with the guys who...
Oh, no, I do
had
remember.
The vampire locked up
Yeah, the one in the warehouse.
Yeah, and the girls with the weird video cult.
That was boring, and no eyes.
That was awful. There's a couple. We just split that one up with a couple of different reviews for each of the mini movies, and overall, the mini movies weren't too bad. It was just the interconnecting we didn't like at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah, it's different stories, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. So we'll be doing lots of found footage, and possibly a third one. Maybe if I can get the guys to watch a third found footage movie, but we'll see. So, as always, a huge thank you for you guys listening to the podcast, and a huge shout out to our sponsor, Abominable Book Club. They're the UK's best and biggest UK horror and thriller book box service, bringing the wonders of the Haunted Bookshop straight to your door each month. You can get the Bare Bones box, which is just, the books, which, we love books. Books are amazing. Or you can get the Full Guts box. The Full Guts box comes with a brand new book, a possibly haunted second-hand book, and another indie title as well. You got some great authors like Eric LaRocca in the box before, a load of other titles from Ronald Malaf, Matt Wawelowski, and some amazing indie titles from Samantha Allen as well. We've had The Loop in there, we had Paul Tremblay, had some amazing books. Go and check them out today. Use the code BLOODYGOODREADS at checkout. You also get some UK snacks, you got drinks, bookmarks, badges, and, as I always say, an amazing canvas bag, which I'll take everywhere with me. Go and use code BLOODYGOODREADS at checkout, and you won't regret it. It's my favourite thing each month, and you get some amazing book titles out of that as well. You can also catch us over on Twitter at BloodyGoodReads, Instagram at BloodyGoodReads, and over on Threads as well at BloodyGoodReads. Also, catch our main podcast and our weekly podcast, Bloody Good Reads, where I interview authors and force them to pick 3 books they love, because I'm a bastard. We've had some amazing guests as of late. Nat Cassidy's hour-and-a-half long conversation with me about his brand new book, Nestlings. We've got some returning guests like Christopher Golden, who'll be coming on to talk about his brand new book, and the brand new audio drama which follows on from Buffy, which is set in the Buffy universe, which has some returning characters coming from it, like Giles as well, who's coming back into it. So you've got Spike coming back into it. And
what, actual voices?
All the voices, yeah. And it's following a brand new set of Slayers.
Oh, that's cool.
But doesn't have Buffy in it this time. So go check that out. We'll be talking about that with him as well. We've also got some returning guests as well. Like, I forget now because I haven't got the list in front of me. But yes, so go and check out some amazing new titles from Titan as well. We've got some of the authors from there too coming up. As always, I've been joined by my amazing team of co-hosts on here as well. So it's goodbye from me, it's goodbye from Chloe,
adios,
it's goodbye from Na.
6 times?
6 times! And goodbye from Marcus.
Before I say the magic word, I just want to say right now, as it stands today, 16 days till Halloween and 71 days till Christmas. That being said, toodle-oodle, toodles.
Say toodles again. Sorry, I'm reading that for you. Say it again.
You won't do it now.
Oh.
You want me to say it again?
Yeah, just say toodles.
What? Toodles.
There you go.
Wait, that was difficult.
Brilliant.
You're just going to cut the rest out, are you?
No, because now, if I ever have anything cut off, I've got a perfectly good toodles at the end.
Toodles!
It's not about the length of the toodles, it's about the quality of the toodles.
It is. Yeah.
The quality, the
I
consistency,
do like a nice long toodle.
true.
Toodle.
Oh, no. Terrible.
Is that any better?